Just got to wait for Smithy to come back, as he is the butt of the first place. Simon's here. No, he's down a new friend, Chris. Oh, yeah, just got to knock one out because Simon and Ian. Guys, two jars to be passed round. Okay. How are you doing, Sam? Have we got? Okay, there's two jars going round. The one with the elastic band on is actually for Kate, just to buy her something, and also to buy some wine and bits and bobs for the guys and the ladies that actually stopped to help us today. We've got their addresses, so
we're not buying a bungalow, are we?
No. And also the second jug is actually a tip for all the staff to say thank you. It's been a superb evening. Food's been great. So we could just pass those round during the evening. Just drop whatever loose change or whatever you can afford.
I didn't get my change from
my ticket.
And all that change.
I need that change. Okay, right. When Skelly can join us and he's off Pornhub on his phone.
Anyone having Stilton
right.
for dessert?
So,
there's one of you.
Moving swiftly on to the serious bit of the night. On to the really serious bit of the night.
Stilton. Who's having Stilton?
Stilton. Stick your hands up. Who's having Stilton? That's me.
Okay, good. I got it. That's you then. That's it.
Ian Smith.
Yeah.
Okay, right, here we go. So, serious bit of the night, no jokes. There was a family of inner tubes living in Willingham. They were the Smith family of inner tubes. Daddy Tube, Mummy Tube, and Ian Tube. Even though Ian Tube was 46 years old, he still slept with his mum and his dad. By slept with his mum, I do mean slept with his mum. After all, it was Willingham. And it was a tradition passed on from, grandfather to father to son, all the way down. But Daddy Tube one day decided enough was enough. He wasn't getting his oats. Ian was getting them all with the mum. So he sat Ian Tube down, he told him he's got to sleep in his own bed. From now on, that's it. No sleeping with mummy and daddy. You're 46 years old. Go find your own bed. Reluctantly, Ian agreed. Off he trotted. Well, 2 nights he lasted. We all know what Ian's sex drive's like.
No, we don't know.
So anyway, on the third night, he crept back into mummy and daddy's bedroom and knocked one out. But getting there was letting the tubes in. He found there was no room in the bed. He couldn't squeeze in. They were both fast asleep. No room. So he devised a cunning plan. So he crept up to his daddy, he opened the little pressed the valve and he pressed the top and he let a bit of air out. Then he tried to squeeze his way in. Couldn't do it. So he then went up to Mummy Tube and he opened the pressed the valve and he pressed his little button and he let a bit of air out. He tries to squeeze in. Still no room. So what did he do? He got hold of himself. Open his little press the valve.
He had a Schrader.
Out come
a Schrader valve.
Out come the air. Still couldn't get in. So he thought, I need to do it a second time. I had a little press the valve. Pressed it. Squeezed in. Got in there. Had his wicked way with his mum. It didn't last long. Didn't wake anybody up.
Recorded, right?
No pushing, no shoving. A bit like earlier, but like trying to pee down an alley. Anyway, in the morning, Daddy Tube woke up and he was actually furious, absolutely furious. He sat Ian Tube down and he said to Ian Tube, "What have you done, son? What have you done?" "I'll tell you what you've done. You've let me down, you've let your mum down, and most of all, you've let yourself down." Anyway, moving on. This year has been a great year. Little memento from us, myself and Christian, to you guys, just to say thanks. It's been a good year. Want you to take something back from the year. So we're just going to pass these round.
Bit of oxygen kit.
So I don't know if anybody's seen them before. But help yourself to an oxygen saver.
Very cool, yeah. Try.
Now there are some on sale, £10 each. Afterwards, no, it makes sense.
Thank you.
But just a little thing for you to take away, you know, to remind you of the years.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well done. That's awesome.
Okay, when we all stand back. Okay, guys. So when we all stand back and review the year, what was achieved, I think we should all be immensely proud. You know, not only where we've come as a group, but where we've come as individuals. Somebody asked me the other day, was actually talking about golf and why golf has gone downhill and cycling has gone uphill. And they said to me, you know, why do you cycle? Why do you enjoy cycling? And I said, you know, even though I'm not the most competitive guy in the world,
Close to it. Most of the time.
I do like the challenge of, you know, riding up the hills. I like the challenge of racing as much as we can. I like the challenge against, you know, some of you guys, although it doesn't get to the point where, you know, you get aggressive. It is a bit of a challenge at the end of the ride all the time. I think that just didn't answer the question for me though. I think that what answered the question for me was that, you know, even if, all that aside, I would still cycle, but I really wouldn't enjoy it as much as I enjoy cycling with OCC. And, you know, what we've got, I think what we've got is something special. You know, all the joking aside, what we do as a group, we really do enjoy it. We have a good time, and tonight is testament to that. But let's reflect on what we've achieved this year together. We've had our first overseas trip. You know, 11 of us actually went over to France. We conquered part of the TDF route, some more than others. And I think next year it would be great if we could do more of this activity. You know, Nigel's got Paris-Roubaix planned. We're talking about doing a Ventoux ride.
Pyrenees.
I think next year.
Pyrenees.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about Ventoux, Pyrenees, all that.
I've never done the Ventoux, Robin.
Yeah.
I'd really like to do that.
Yeah. So we're talking about maybe doing it.
Too fat.
You know. Too fat, too gay. As long as you're very without those pedals, we might just do it. Without those pedals, please. Anyway, that said, next year I'm sure we'll have more stuff like that.
It's only 1.11.
You know, the ride numbers we've got continue to grow. You know, Christian and Skelly, I know we've taken the piss out of Skelly quite a bit, but the amount of work he's done with the riders group is fantastic. They all come look up to him. It's on the ground. This is making a serious but you know, I can't say that is the future of this club. It's what we want to try and do. I'm not saying Skelly is the future of the club, but where we want to try and be.
70% of them are female.
You know, the number of lady riders we're getting is growing. Must be Christian's animal magnetism.
Yeah, and the kids.
And the kids.
No effect on the groin.
The Tour of Cambridgeshire, where we had great numbers represented at the Tour of Cambridgeshire, and actually to such a point we actually had 4 people that qualified to go to Australia if they wanted to, so which is great. I think, you know, we had the social event during the year, the OCC barbecue, that was awesome.
Yeah, well, yeah, with your wife, she's fine with it.
And you know, a real host of I just think achievements that you guys have sort of set as personal goals for the year. You've all achieved them. But I think the highlight of the year, and I'm sorry for those that didn't do the ride, but I think the highlight was the OCC 300. When we started planning the OCC 300, there was so many questions that was going through my mind, and I was sharing with everybody around, and you know, could we actually manage the logistics? You know, the vans, the hotels, just getting everybody from A to B in one piece. Could we actually do the miles? You know, I know a lot of people were talking to me about, shit, I've never done more than 80 miles. Could I actually do 150 miles back to back? Then we set ourselves a really aggressive target of 10 grand to raise.